Judge Courtney, I have found it to be strange for a while now. Why is Miss Hart here with us? Yeah, I was asking about... Why is Miss Hart here? Let's get on that.
She is an eyewitness to this case. Isn't it only natural for her to be in attendance? Aw, shucks. Ha! I reckon I'm more of an ear witness than an eyewitness.
It seems that gaining the trust of others isn't your strong point, Judge Courtney.
Perhaps I simply do not wish to be as tactless as you.
It appears you have failed to get the witness to tell you the most vital information. Please look at this photo. This was taken by Miss Hart.
This photo seems to have been taken in the storeroom. And what of it?
According to your reasoning, the incident took place on the viewing platform. However, Miss Hart encountered the incident in the storeroom. That's right. It had taken place just before this photo was taken.
Wait. If that's true, then Justine's reasoning...
Exactly. It does not hold up.
What? The music was cut short real quick.
Miss Hart, allow me to ask you again. You saw a person in the photo with your own eyes, correct?
I sure did. I see him plain as day with my own two eyes.
And what did you think at the time?
I figured I was about to get me a big scoop, you know.
I guess that makes sense.
That's not what I meant. What did you think of that person?
With Sebastian on that one, I guess that makes sense.
Huh? Well, I reckon she'd help me bring home the bacon.
Are you mocking me?
Oh, shucks, don't make that scary old face. I was just a harmless little joke. Person in the red raincoat, I reckon they was a culprit.
I hope you understand now. The crime occurred in the...
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I cannot understand your argument if you do not say it out loud.
Wasn't he about to?
If you had simply asked, I would have been more willing to explain.
Explain what?
The sounds Miss Hart heard may not necessarily be related to the case.
That is impossible. Enough of your excuses.
Was the voice that Miss Hart really heard the one of Miss Crane? Such a shady conversation must have had something to do with the case. What did her voice sound like? Her voice? Well, beats me. How was I supposed to know? They were both using voice changers. Yes, the voice Miss Hart heard had been altered by a device. We must therefore question whether or not they have any bearing on this case.
Probably.
You need not object just because you wish to sigh. Oh, that's a sigh.
Judge Courtney, it seems I have greatly overestimated you.
No, Courtney is quite amazing, you see.
You claim the sounds Miss Hart heard have no bearing on the case. Even if they do not, it doesn't change the fact that the crime took place in the storm.
Okay, look, here's what I assumed would happen.
Oh, look, there's blood on the hand. Blood that must have been there before going up the ladder. Like, that was what it's like, how would they have blood on their hand if they were attacked after they went upstairs? That was where I thought we were going. Even if they do not, it doesn't change the thing. Okay, I read that. At the very least, the crime must have occurred before the victim went up to the roof. The reason being...
Oh. Gee, I wonder.
At first, I thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit.
Well, Miss Hart's testimony certainly makes it sound that way.
Precisely. It was because she saw the person's hand was covered in blood. Anyone who heard her testimony would have arrived at the same conclusion. The person in the red raincoat was the culprit, and the blood on their hand was the victim's. However, if the person in the red raincoat was the victim, then the situation changes completely. Since blood can be seen in this photo, it must have been taken after the crime occurred. It seems we've been under the wrong impression in regards to the victim's condition. This photo shows the true condition of the victim. The victim
was really the conductor, struck the culprit, was alive after the attack. I think what they're leading to is that the victim was attacked and then stumbled around a bit. So I'm gonna go with was still alive after the attack. Because that makes sense to me. And that had occurred to me at some point.
The victim was definitely attacked in the storeroom. Immediately afterward, the victim was seen with blood on their hand. That must mean the victim was still alive even after she was attacked. The blood on her hand must have come from her own wound.
No way. Are you saying she died from a hand? Fucking hate this kid. Are you saying she died from a hand injury?
No, that is not the case. I suspect she just held her hand against the wound. It can't be seen in the photo, but at the moment she must have already suffered a fatal wound.
Oh, if that's true, then that changes lots of things, you know.
It seems you understand. This refutes the allegations against Kay. Kay encountered the victim after this picture was taken. I believe at that point in time the victim was already on the verge of death. It's likely Kay just happened to be present when the victim reached the end of her strength.
That is quite the coincidence.
Indeed, I can only say she was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
To quote Star Trek, I believe in coincidences, I don't trust them. It's a very good line, I think.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, even though you're not a prosecutor anymore, it seems you have forgotten a crucial fact.
Ah, you mean that, right? He must be pretending he hadn't noticed it, you see.
What did you say? Are you implying I ain't forgotten something?
Courtney, I think it's about time you gave him his last rites. Hey, Pops, Justine's with me, you know. Don't order her around like that. You know, even though you're my son, you're so embarrassing. I'm not embarrassing.
I'm sorry, but you're both rather embarrassing.
Justine, give Mr. Edgeworth his...
Very well. I shall give him his last rites.
Edgeworth's contradiction. Alright, let's hear this.
When the body was found, there were 3 wounds in Miss Crane's chest.
Yes?
I'm sure you're well aware what kind of wounds these were, right?
Yeah, stab wounds.
She was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? Please, take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it?
Well done, Justine. With this, Mr. Edgeworth will...
I will offer her a button, of course.
Why would you do that? Didn't you hear what Justine just said?
Of course I did, and I still plan to object to it.
It's not fair. You're always opposing me at every turn.
It was never my intention to oppose you. You're just very dumb.
Huh? Really?
It's simply not worth my time.
I see. So that's how it is. Yes, after all, That's enough, you know. You're embarrassing your father, you see. Huh? What do you mean, Pop?
Alright, let's look at this autopsy report. Even though we were not allowed the autopsy report, maybe it's been performed. Victim's body was discovered in the pick meeting room. Estimated time death sometime between late last night and midnight. Although that's hardly the case anymore. I think some days have gone by. Cause of death was a stab wound to the left chest with a candelabra. Head wound was post-mortem. Burn mark on victim's hand. I'm failing to see... Alright, so she has a head wound that occurred post-mortem. Edgeworth's contradiction. When the body was found, there were 3 wounds from Miss Crane's chest. I'm sure you're well aware of what kind of wounds these were. She was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury? Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it? Yeah, sure. It doesn't say how deep they were. And again, if it was in her chest, adrenaline's a hell of a drug, man. Left chest with a candelabra. That's all it says. Time of death. And, stabbed in the left chest with a candelabra. I'm not seeing this. Alright, I'll just press everything, I guess. That's the way you go. 3 wounds? That sounds rather painful.
Indeed. We must punish the culprit accordingly.
Okay, do not listen to what she says. Judge Courtney, please continue your reasoning.
Very well. She had 3 wounds.
I'm sure you're well aware of what kind of wounds these were. Yes. Wait, are you referring to the 3 stab wounds, or do you mean the stabbing, the burn, and the head injury? Why don't you ask Sebastian instead?
Of course, Sebastian knows all about it.
Huh? Me? Yeah, I know everything.
He's obviously lying.
Sebastian, maybe you should sneak a peek at the autopsy report, you know? Let's see here. The fatal wound was caused by the candelabra. Woo! So that's how it was.
Ahem. The cause of the wound was just as Sebastian said.
She was stabbed... Okay, so... When they say... Whoops. When they say 3 wounds... What kinds of... 3 wounds in... Okay, they're not referring to the head injury or the burn mark on the hand. So the cause of death was a stab wound to the heart. Is that correct?
Yes, the candelabra pierced right into her heart. Since this was Dr. Young's medical opinion, it must be the truth.
The coroner's medical opinion follows my own opinion. Therefore, it's perfect.
I certainly cannot ignore the autopsy report, however...
Hey, don't ignore my opinion.
However, if the cause of death was a stab wound to the victim's chest, wouldn't it contradict that piece of evidence? What? Oh, are we doing the letter business again?
Ooh, he's totally ignoring me. Justine, say something.
Yes, I will not allow you to ignore my reasoning. My reasoning. Not Sebastian, you can ignore the fuck out of.
Is there any person who could survive such an injury? Are we really doing the letter again? This business? Please get revenge for... Okay, whatever. A letter addressed to the victim, thought to be written by Kay. There's no way we're doing that again, right? Wait a minute. Oh, no. That's not actually in our evidence. That's... whatever. Alright. Unimportant. Keycard record, that can't be it. Matches the chest wounds. Oh, shit! If she was wearing... this... wouldn't that have holes in it? Is that where we're going? It's that or the letter, and I don't think... We already did the letter. I don't think that's gonna work. And the letter doesn't mention it was found in the left pocket or anything. That was... If it did say the left pocket, maybe, but... I think maybe it's the jacket. Let's press just in case. At the very least, we cannot be certain she died instantly.
Even if she still had a little bit of life left, I doubt she would have held on for long. Can people survive after being stabbed in the chest?
In some cases, maybe. Although, maybe they can't.
Huh. So in the end, which one is it? No such human exists. If you think they do, then first... Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it?
There's plenty of people, well... That's the thing. We're not arguing whether or not... Obviously...
excuse me.
The chest wound killed her, obviously. And they're arguing that... Judge Courtney's really arguing that no one could survive being stabbed in the chest. No such human exists, are her exact words. And it's like, I think there are probably... You could find a really jacked dude, or just a really fat dude. You know, there's a lot of meat between him and the heart. Gets stabbed in the chest, he'd probably keep going for a bit, not die instantly. It would kill him eventually, but, you know. I'm gonna try the raincoat. I'm not gonna save scum this, because... I might be going down the wrong path, and that's my fault, if it is. Oh! Got it! Ah, fuck yeah.
I love when the game and I work together.
Chairman Best, do you know what this is?
It seems to be a red raincoat. How about it, Courtney?
The victim, Miss Crane, was wearing this earlier. Prosecutor Edgeworth, must I repeat my explanation to you all over again?
I suppose it just might come to that. Judge Courtney, answer me this. This red raincoat was stained with blood. Do you happen to remember where specifically those bloodstains were located?
Of course I do. They were on the... Oh, shit.
What does this mean?
Judge Courtney, were there any bloodstains besides the one on the hood?
None were detected.
Don't you think it's strange the victim died from a stab wound to the chest? In that case, there should have been bloodstains on the front of the raincoat. However, the only blood they found was in the hood. This is a huge contradiction. The wound on the victim's head is no ordinary wound. After all, the victim sustained this wound before she was stabbed in the...
No, she didn't. That was post-mortem, right? That's not the autopsy. Yeah, the head wound was post-mortem. After all, the victim sustained this wound before she was stabbed. No, she didn't, Edgeworth. That's wrong.
It does appear that way, doesn't it? The victim first suffered the head wound.
No, she didn't.
If she had already been stabbed in the chest, then the raincoat would have been stained with blood. Therefore, it is unthinkable her chest was stabbed before she suffered the head wound.
But...
So, the order of the wounds would be first the head, followed by the... No! However, does that really change the situation?
With this, a contradiction is born, one that overturns all of our assumptions up until now.
Is the change really that great? I'm looking forward to hearing it. Well then, this contradiction, why don't you show it to me? With evidence.
Which piece of evidence shows the contradiction that arises from the order of the wounds?
God's sakes. Sometimes with this game.
Take that!
This is the autopsy report written by Dr. Young. According to this, the head wound was post-mortem.
But that's not what the raincoat shows.
Exactly. It's the exact opposite.
Bailiff, hurry and summon Dr. Bonnie Young at once. Until we hear what she has to say, we cannot close the curtains on this case.
Yes, ma'am. Understood. So, while we wait...
Dr. Young is a busy person. It will take some time for her to arrive. We're ordering lunch. There's a good Chinese restaurant a couple floors down. Here's a menu.
Thank you.
Yes. I think I'll have the Mongolian beef. Ooh, an excellent choice. They do a great hibachi bowl as well.
I see, I see. What about you, Sebastian?
I'm having curry.
Curry, man, that makes sense. What about you, Blaze?
I'm more of a lemon chicken guy myself.
Lemon... Good choices all around. Shrimp fried rice good with everyone?
Yeah, it's fine.
I agree.
Ooh, yes, very much.
Cool. So that'll buy us some time. We'll meet back up here after that.
Okay, this rift has gone on a bit long.
In the meantime, let's try viewing this case from another angle. Damn it!
I was hoping for lunch.
There's something that's been on my mind, one of the key figures in this case. The conductor. We still don't know who that person is.
Are you going to suggest it's Kay? Now that you mention it, even after our investigation, we still have no idea who it is.
The conductor has come up time and time again during this hearing. However, at this point in time, the identity remains a mystery. How about it? Do you have any ideas?
I'm still not sure at the moment. However, there is someone I have in mind. A certain individual involved with this case who might know something about it.
Who's that?
Goo.
Wow. Just diving right in, huh, Edgeworth? You know, the kid is 17, and you're doing this to his father. Like, maybe have him step out of the room? 17's old enough, I guess, but, you know, this is still going to be, like, a horrible experience for him. This is a matter, well, I would say this is a matter that should be conducted privately, but at the same time, it's not like Blaze has given us any of the same respect I'm insisting we give him. What? Sorry, I'm just watching this later. It's very pretty. Don't say such a stupid thing. Why would you suspect Pops?
Are you trying to cast suspicion towards the chairman of the PIC? Do you understand what that means?
Isn't this like the 5th time this has happened? Like someone in the police department or judicial system has committed the crime? Like, fucking Von Karma's on that list, Gant's on that list, Lana Sky's on that list. Tick, 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 tick. Maggie Bird was accused, but not proven, so I don't know if she counts as going on the list. Trying to just think of all the cases. Godot, absolutely, yeah. Godot was one of them. I would say Diego Armando, but that's just Godot. Not even counting this, Black Quill was accused of murder. He was innocent, but he was accused of murder and did confess to it. Fulbright, spoilers, by the way, for the game he's in. Sadmandi, technically. That was a different country, though. His mother, or wasn't that his mom? I don't think that was, yeah, that wasn't his mom. The fucking queen of that damn country. She's a right bitch. She turned out she was corrupt. There's plenty of times we've accused somebody in power. Fucking Red White. Like, the first guy Phoenix ever accused without Mia. He was clearly in a position of power to the point where I think he had Phoenix arrested on suspicion of murder. It was insane. Anyways. Status and prestige mean nothing before the truth. That man is trying to pin the crime on Kay. The evidence that was in Kay's possession, the ticket stub, the mask, and the corsage. These items did not come into her possession out of her own volition. By some method, that man purposely planted them on her personage.
It is hard to believe such a sudden accusation, but I'll ask just in case. Why would he do that?
Obviously, to direct suspicion towards Kay. I succeeded in drawing out those words from him earlier.
Mr. Chairman, your response.
No, I didn't. He succeeded in nothing. I never said any of that.
Are you too shocked to speak?
And what of it? Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, what of it? You said you drew out some words for me, but you don't have a shred of proof, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. That is 100% fair.
No one else heard it but you. It doesn't just work like that, you see. Or do you have something else? You know, some kind of basis for your argument.
This confidence, he also showed it at the sale.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I would like you to explain once more. I trust we have your permission, Mr. Chairman.
But of course, I'm pretty interested in this matter myself, you know. I'd like to know just what part of me seems criminal to Edgeworth. Well, pyromania, for one. There's no one as honest as I am, you see.
Yes,
How can he say that with a straight face? Let's start from the top. The fact that the auction was held in this room is a cause for suspicion. This is the PIC meeting room. I imagine it would be difficult for non-members to enter.
That's why all the members have key cards, you know.
I think we can assume that multiple auctions have been held here before. Therefore, suspecting a member of the PIC would be
the best.
Yes, because the conductor had to have been a PIC member.
Wait, no!
What was that all about?
What do I do, Pops? I just helped the enemy.
Sebastian really is an idiot, you know. But you see, I'm not the only one Edgeworth, I'm not the only one with access, you know.
Indeed, there are 11 members in the, well, 10 now. Even if we rule out the victim, Miss Crane, there are still 10 potential suspects.
Robber, it's not me.
But he couldn't be the chairman, right?
I don't know who it is, but whoever should just come forward.
Yes, everyone just calm down, you know.
Why haven't I used this voice before?
Oh, wait, I did, didn't I? That was the prison warden.
Woo!
Oh, dearies, you simply can't accuse me in my fox coat. Oh. Yeah, that was her. Silly me.
Edgeworth, is that all you've got? Where's the evidence to suspect me? Oh, so you've fallen silent. But you've gone too far, you see. I won't forgive you anymore. It's too late for regrets, you know. It's a very important man, you see. Former chief prosecutor and chairman of the PIC.
Sorry about that.
It's fine if you're not prepared to face the fire, you know. Because you see... That was your paycheck. Either way, it won't make any difference.
Ugh, that's some intense eyes. 'Cause I'm gonna bully you. A confession, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, his testimony. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later, shooting your show. See you around Ask Clowns.